She was feeding him again, a chunk of meat, raw and red, steam rising from the microwave plate. Our son chewed slowly, hesitant, like his body understood something his mother denied. "What is that?" I asked. "Liver," she said. "Protein is protein. Don't question my parenting." Her voice was sharp, edges hidden behind a smile that didn't reach her eyes. It was the third time I'd seen her feed him that. It didn't smell like liver, didn't look like it either. She watched me watch her, then turned her back, slow, like a curtain falling. Later that night, when they slept, I scraped the leftovers into a Ziploc bag, labeled it Sample A, sent it to a private lab under a fake name. I told myself it was paranoia, but something deeper, colder, whispered, "No, it's pattern." The call came 4 days later. The voice on the other end was shaking. "Sir, I don't know who you are, but pick up your child, immediately. And whatever you do, don't eat anything she gives you." Then he hung up, and I realized it wasn't paranoia, it was instinct. I didn't go to the police, not yet, because this wasn't about evidence, it was about truth, and she was hiding it. That night I watched her hold our baby close, hair draped like a veil over her face, humming a lullaby she used to sing to me. It made my skin crawl now. She hadn't touched me in weeks, maybe months, not really, not since I found that note in the trash. "You're right, he's too slow to catch on," signed with an initial I didn't recognize. It had been folded twice, then burned at the edges. She'd missed the shredder by mistake. I hadn't told her I found it. I just memorized every word. She said she was taking supplements, but the bottles were blank. No FDA label, no manufacturer. Every pill was hand-wrapped in wax paper. Everything about her felt curated, constructed, like a role she was still rehearsing. And I couldn't tell if I was husband, prop, or test subject. I stopped eating at home. She noticed. I smiled, said I was intermittent fasting. She believed me, too quickly. I installed a second camera in the nursery, one she wouldn't find. Watched her whisper things to our son when she thought no one could hear. He looked afraid. Babies don't fake that. I sent 2 more samples, different days, different meat, same answer from the lab. "This isn't from any animal we're cleared to discuss, but you should know it's human compatible, not just edible. Matched. Matched." The words sat in my throat like glass. I started watching her sleep, not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't look away. She whispered names in her dreams, none of them mine. And when I asked her, casually, about her past, she smiled and said, "You always ask the wrong questions." That night I dug through the garage, found an old storage box labeled winter coats. Inside, baby clothes, all pink. Too many for one child, but we only had one son. The lab sent the final report, certified, stamped, signed. One line highlighted, "Maternal DNA does not match registered mother." I stared at the paper, unblinking. Then again at the baby sleeping in the crib. My son, but not hers. Not biologically. Maybe not at all. I printed it, folded it once, placed it under her pillow. Then I waited. She found it in the morning. Her scream was soft, like a gasp choked halfway by control. I sat in the kitchen, unmoved. Coffee. Quiet. She came in, barefoot, face pale. "What did you do?" I looked up, slow. "What did you do?" She broke first, always the guilty who speak louder. I'd already contacted the agency, the one we'd used for the surrogacy, supposedly. Except there was no contract, no receipt, no trace of the woman she claimed to hire. But the lab had found her, alive, and she had a story to tell. About a stolen baby, about a fake adoption, about a woman who couldn't carry but wouldn't let that stop her. I played the voicemail over speaker. She collapsed to the floor, hands shaking. "Please, he's mine. He feels like mine. That's not how biology works," she begged. I didn't blink. The agency would arrive within the hour. My son would be safe. And she? She would be nothing. She left in cuffs, screaming, the same lullaby trailing behind her like smoke. My son gripped my hand, eyes wide. I didn't cry. I didn't speak. I just watched the space where she had stood, and felt nothing. No pity, no rage, no grief. Just air. Clean. Still. Cold. She said protein was protein. She forgot who she was feeding, and who was watching.